All right, everybody. Welcome back once again. Sorry I haven't been uploading any content on the Lexus. First of all, I don't have any money really to be spending on parts, and secondly, I had just bought a bunch of parts, but not all of them got here because, you know, it's the fucking holidays and shit, so the shipping companies are busy. But yeah, today, I decided to detail the Lexus because it was smelling rather weird on the inside. I mean, still smells the same. I mean, every Toyota has that, you know, that old Toyota smell that everybody knows. Yeah, but it was really, like, it had that old Toyota smell, but it also smelled like, I don't know, like ass. It smelled like ass. So that's why I decided to detail the interior. Now, as much as I really tried to do it, I mean, you can tell I made an attempt, but this interior is just filthy, and I really can't spend the entire day and then some trying to, you know, clean this fucking interior, all the carpets. Like, I tried to, you know, I used a vacuum extractor and, you know, a drill with a brush on it and shit, but even then, it's still pretty difficult. And now, I'm by no means a detailer. I am by no means a detailer, so yeah, I think the passenger side cleaned up probably the best, though, in my opinion. The passenger side definitely cleaned up the best, I'd say. And you can tell it's an old car and it's dirty, and these color carpets are really hard to get clean. Again, I'm not a detailer, but I try. All right, at least I tried. But yeah, as for this car goes, yeah, you guys are gonna watch me peel this fucking thing off because I'm locked in on peeling this thing, so you guys are just gonna watch me peel this off while I talk to you. So as for the rest of this car, next up I'm gonna be doing the valve cover, and I will record that because that's a big job. Yeah, that's a big job, and I will record it for you guys. I'm gonna try and get rid of the check engine light. So basically, the next round of parts I got coming up is, I'm gonna pop the hood and show you guys. Oh, and I finally got that fucking hood strut in. So, yeah, I finally got that fucking hood strut put in on the passenger side. And I was gonna detail the exterior of this thing, but I was like, nah, I don't have a clay bar, and I'm not gonna detail it yet until I'm ready to, like, fucking sell this thing. Like, I mean, polish, clay bar, and wax the fucking body. If I have to polish it, I'll polish it, but mainly clay bar and wax. But anyway, I'm gonna be doing the valve cover. It's the rear valve cover that's leaking, and my grandfather's calling me. Sorry, bro, can't pick up the phone right now. I'm making a YouTube video. But yeah, the rear valve cover's leaking. There's the PCV valve, the PCV hose, and the grommet. I'm replacing the gasket, grommet, valve, and hose. And underneath the engine cover here is the vacuum switching valve. Or not the vacuum switching valve, the purge valve, which I think is the reason why the check engine light is on for emissions, is the purge valve. Now, to be fair, in the owner's manual, it says, not in the owner's manual, but there's another piece of paper that came with the owner's manual that said, like, hey, at 150,000 miles, you're going to have to service your entire emission system. And the car is at 143,000 miles, and lo and behold, the check engine light is on for emissions. So, I mean, yeah, that kind of explains everything. And there's also the O2 sensor back there as well. It's really hard to see because it's, like, hard to get back in there, but I'm like, fuck it, might as well do it. If I have the plenum off and the valve cover off, I might as well just get back there and replace that O2 sensor. Got an air filter. I'm not doing the cabin filter on this car because sometimes they're like right behind that carpet, like up under there, which I don't know if it's there or not. I never really checked, but sometimes they're under the dash, and I'm like, yeah, fuck that shit. I'm not I'm not going through all that just to fucking replace a cabin air filter. Oh, right, and I also have the cooling fan motors I have to replace, and that I'm probably going to take out the I think the fan shroud out. but the motors that came, so you see how on these, right, you see that this is the motor, this is the connector, and then this is the wiring harness for the motor on both of them. Now, the motors that I got do not have a connector on the motor. They just have a power and ground wire coming off them. So most likely what I'm gonna have to do is I'm going to have to get a pair of wire strippers and cut this power and ground right here, and then either solder, crimp, or solder, crimp. What's the last one? Yeah, whatever. You guys get the idea. I'm gonna have to do wiring. That's the or heat shrink. After solder, crimp, or heat shrink them together. Most likely gonna crimp them together, because I'm not very good at soldering, and I would have to buy a soldering iron and solder, and that's just expensive. So I could most likely I'm either gonna crimp it or heat shrink it, because heat shrink is cheap, I think, and I think crimp, the little like plastic thing, the crimping thing, that's also cheap. I think, I don't know, I've never wired anything before. I mean, I have, but that's when I was in college and we were doing like, you know, experiments with wiring and shit. But aside from that, I really never like wired anything on a car. So I never had to go out and buy any wiring supplies. So yeah, but I'm probably gonna have to do that to get the fans to work. So we have the O2 sensor, which is back there. So we have the PCV valve, the grommet, the hose, the valve cover gasket, and the O2 sensor. It's all right back in there. And then we have the cooling fan motors, those two. I'm gonna have to buy a wire cutter and crimper or whatever. I'll go to fucking Home Depot, like 20 bucks, I think. And then under here, somewhere in this rat's nest, is the purge valve, which I broke. I had to buy it anyway because I fucking broke it, which I knew I was gonna break it, because I'm over here taking my fucking time trying to be all gentle with it, because I'm like, okay, these hoses are old, the plastic is old, and it's brittle, and so I carefully took it off, and I'm like, I swear to God, if I snap the fucking connector off, and I did. So yeah, but it was already broken before, or the part had already failed even before I broke it. So I'm like, fuck it, might as well do it now. I'm fucking gotta replace it anyway because I broke it. So yeah, I mean, I don't really think that's gonna make the check engine light go off, but I mean, I could try. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this one. Not really much to record for the detailing. I mean, it's just me detailing a car, and once again, I don't have a tripod. I don't have any sort of means to, you know, hold my phone, because I need both my fucking hands to do my job. So yeah, so I don't even have a regular camera. I think my phone can time lapse, but I don't really have an editing software either. So yeah, but I think that's gonna be it for this. Just a little update video on this car. Yeah, the next slew of jobs are going to be very hard, because I've never done a valve cover. I've really never done any like wiring, so I'm a little scared, but I think I will prevail. Oh, that's right, I forgot to tell you guys, or maybe I didn't tell you, but I actually ended up putting the resistor, the blower motor resistor, in. So now the AC blows nice and cold. And yes, it does blow cold, but now here's the problem with the AC, or the blower motor anyway. So I thought that I would not have to buy a blower motor until I realized today that I do, because as I was driving this morning, I noticed after a while, if you decide to turn the fan speed up, like it goes full blast, like it'll go full blast, but let's say you have it at a 2-speed and you put it up one more, or if you have it at 1 speed and put it up 2-speed, it'll just completely die. And after you're driving it for a while, the blower motor will start like clicking, and it'll go like click, 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 and then it'll just completely lose power, and then you have no more blower motor. So what I think is I probably need to buy a new blower motor, because the blower motor is really old and this resistor is brand new. So I think I'm gonna have to buy a new blower motor, more than likely. So yeah, I mean, it's no big deal, only like 30 bucks, and putting it in really isn't that bad. I mean, you just drop the glove box out and it's pretty easy to get to. I mean, shit, if I could do it, I'm sure anybody else could do it. Also, I don't know if you guys want to give me any insights, but these fucking vents right here, they don't stay still. They just flop around. So if you guys have any like advice or any like insight on how to fix these vents, please let me know in the comments, because it's really bothering the hell out of me, and I'm sure it'll bother the hell out of whoever buys this car next. So yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna go back to the crib. Oh wait, no, I gotta go to Walmart. Fuck. Never mind. All right, well, anyway, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Yeah, just fucking subscribe.